Welcome to Semi Living, where we're not zombies. Hi y'all, I'm truck driver Linda. Truck driver Paul is driving. Do you want to say hi?
Hello.
He's driving. We've been moving really hard this week. So I thought today, because we're moving, I could just do a quick video on the Lunchbox stove. So, coffee. This is my Lunchbox stove. It's a Roadpro. It's 144 watts, 12 volt cooker. I've had this 7 years, so my latch is broke. However, even with the latch broke, it still works just fine. So I'm really not looking at buying a new one anytime soon. I've had this one for a while and I know how it works. I don't know if the newer models, how they work. I have a couple of things with this. I always line the bottom, always. Something spills over, especially when you're rolling, the bottom will get really gooey. And then also when I'm using it, I always put a towel underneath it because the condensation will leak out on the outside of it. Maybe they fixed that by now, I don't know. That's the way this one works. And then another thing about these is that the bottom is the only thing that heats. This part up here, it doesn't heat at all. It gets hot from the heat from the bottom. So it's kind of in between a slow cooker and an oven. So it's too hot to be considered a slow cooker. And it's really kind of, it doesn't circulate, like the heat doesn't come from the top and the bottom like an oven would. The other thing about these is that they only heat to 300 degrees. So you really need to preheat it. Cooking at home, if you go to use your oven, you preheat it. This is no different. This is your home. When y'all are on the road, you don't just work here, you live here. This is your home. And this is your oven. So preheat it. You plug it in. If you know you're stopping in, say, 30 minutes, have it sitting right there where you can plug it in. Start preheating it before you stop. If you can, put your pan down in there and heat your pan. You'll have it'll cook a lot faster if your pan and your oven is already hot. So just take a second, plug it in, and let it preheat. Some things you want to cook slower, or you don't want, like, when you put it in there directly on the bottom, it's cooking from the bottom up. So sometimes things on the bottom will get a little burned before the top gets done. If that's gonna happen, I use hose clamps. So I don't know what size these are. They're bigger hose clamps. You see them? So bigger hose clamps. And I have 4 of these. I like these. It gets the pan off the bottom, but it doesn't block the heat from coming up because, like, I guess you could, I don't know, maybe fold up tinfoil, but I like these because they're open and they're the larger hose clamps. They're open and they just sit right down in there, just like that, and they keep the pan off the bottom, but still allow all the heat from the bottom to get up in the pan without burning it. And it's just been 7 years of using it. Since I've got this out, I'm gonna boil some eggs. But I'm gonna actually post that in a separate video, and that way if somebody just wants to watch about the Lunchbox stove, they don't have to, or if somebody just wants to see about the eggs, they don't have to sit through both. So we're gonna boil some eggs, but I'm gonna post it in a separate video, probably at the same time as this one. So anyway, I hope some of these tips help. If you have other tips, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I think, especially new drivers, or maybe not new drivers, maybe somebody just purchased one and they're not really sure, other than baking a potato or reheating their soup, what they can do with it. So I think any information drivers that have used it can get out there will be helpful. I will post a link to the Roadpro website where this is found. has a whole list of things that they list that you can cook in there. I haven't really gone through it. I just kind of found it. So I don't know. If somebody else goes in there and checks it out, post it in the comments. Let me know. Or other tips, or maybe even if you have a recipe you would love to share with everybody, put it in the comments section and I'll pin it to the top if I can. Depends on how many recipes get in there.